Deirdre, the storylines in soaps reflect true life, don't they?
Absolutely are, and I think it really helps people sometimes actually think through their dilemmas, to see it acted out, because you can sort of bounce your thoughts off it.
And the one at the moment in Emmerdale, obviously, is Ashley having to go into a care home because his dementia has obviously got worse, and it's a very distressing thing, something that my own family went through. And I want to talk to Sue, who's on the line. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Hello. You've unfortunately got to put your mother in a care home after looking after her for quite some time. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. I've got a brother and a sister who are very good, but they live a distance away, so I've been the carer. She'd had a fall, broke her hip in November, and because of that and her increased dementia, it's been taken out of my hands now. And I'm dreading leaving her there.
Yeah.
Oh, Sue, of course you are. You know, Sue, all I would say to you is what somebody said to my mum is, you know, you can go back to being Dennis's wife now and not just his carer, and you can go back to being your mum's daughter where, you know, you're visiting her and you're sharing lovely things. You're not always clearing up and tidying up. And I know it's so difficult.
Yes.
It really is, but you mustn't feel guilty. You've looked after her for a long time and...
Yes.
You know, I said to my mum, Deirdre, you know, Dad needs nursing now. He needs care that we can't and you can't provide.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say, Sue. I mean, it becomes a job for the professionals. And so just, you know, think it's great that your mum's going to get that level of care. And also, because they're not emotionally involved as much as you are, they can actually do it in a very kind way, but it's not harrowing for them. You know, they're doing a really good job. You can visit, I mean, I presume she's going to be close enough that you can visit lots?
Yes, just 5 minutes down the road.
Oh, I mean, I know, I hear your pain, as people say, but I do, and I know it's distressing. There's nothing we can say here which is just going to make this transition easy, because it is a tough one. But there's a couple of places you can call any time. There's the Alzheimer's Society and also Carers UK, and that, you know, loads of people who help them have been through exactly this stage that you're going through now. So there'll be someone understanding you can talk to at any time.
And you know,
Sue, does she know what's happening to her?
No, she doesn't.
Right.
No.
well, do you know, Sue, that will help, because I know people where the person was aware and then they get very distressed. My dad didn't know really what was happening, and every time we went to see him, we were leaving, I used to just say, "Oh, Dad, I'm just nipping to the shop to get some biscuits," because he loved biscuits. And he would go, "All right, love," and that was it. So, you know, we were very fortunate. And actually, in some ways, if your mum doesn't really know what's going on, that will make it easier for you.
Sue.
And I have to say, the guilt, really, I can understand why it's there, but it does diminish a bit. There was never a time when we said we drove away and didn't feel some kind of guilt, but it got less when we could see how well he was being cared for.
It's like a slow goodbye, isn't it? Because in a way you've lost your mum, and they say it's like a living bereavement, and it is really hard for you. But also, maybe try and see a positive out of this. There is now time for you to do something fresh in your life. You won't do it immediately, but do see that. You know, there is now an opportunity there for you as well, and your mum won't be suffering as a result.
Sending you a big hug, Sue. Big hug.
Let me put another side of the argument, which is in my own life. My mother, who's now 88 years of age, as a young bride, it was her job to look after my father's mother who had dementia. That was the family responsibility. You know, she had to look after her husband's mother as a nurse, basically. She now says to us, her 5 sons, "Don't ever put me in a home. I'm not going to... If you put me in a home..." So we're all with this, but Mum, but no, she's not having any of it. So what about when you know what their will is, but yet you know it's not 50 years ago, 60 years ago?
No, exactly. It's interesting, because we had someone where there is like someone call in whose dad, you know, the father-in-law, is very, very against going into a home. It actually comes down to mental capacity. You know, you can't force someone into a home when they're really not willing to go and they've still got the capacity to make a decision for themselves. Yeah. But I think if someone really has got dementia, it really has developed, they're not really themselves anymore.
But what if they haven't?
You have to make the right decision for them.
Mum, I'm going to get you to speak to Deirdre, OK?
You can also, of course, get very good carers into the home.
Of course.